Hi, this is Shannan Marie, and this video is titled 3 Reasons That You Should Consider Becoming More Spiritual. Now, I'll start by saying this. I am 34 right now, and ever since I was a little girl, God and heaven and the universe and nature has been speaking to me very loud and clear and guiding me throughout my own life, teaching me about myself, teaching me about others, teaching me about the world, teaching me about the energy that we all hold within, teaching me about the energy that surrounds us and how to utilize those things, how to balance them, how to connect, how to disconnect, and many, many more things. And within that, the essence of all of that teaching has been the purpose of my existence here on this planet right now is to share it all with the world, with every single human on this planet. That has been my mission. That is my mission, and that's what I'm going to accomplish. Now, I'm starting that conversation with the whole wide world now, here, in a sense, with this video. Now, 3 reasons that you should consider becoming more spiritual. Number 1, because God and heaven and the universe and nature want you to. Your higher self, your soul's true essence wants you to. And there's a message to be heard within that. There's a message that God has for you. And when you open yourself up to accepting and engaging with the non-physical aspect of yourself and the world around you, the spiritual aspect of yourself and the world around you, that's how you become more spiritual. When you start to identify and engage with the spiritual aspects of yourself and the world around you. And that's essentially what spirituality means. And that's what I've been taught by God directly and heaven my whole life, is that essentially what spirituality is just the level that someone identifies and engages with the spiritual aspects of themselves and the world around them. And that looks different for many people, for different people. But essentially, for the most part, it's all kind of uniform. So that's why I'm sharing these things with you. So, and I'm going to share more later, but I'm just starting out. So this is the first conversation, essentially. 3 reasons. And the first reason is because God wants you to. Your true self wants you to. There's so much to be learned and heard and seen and engaged with and experienced by you. It's all waiting for you. So we've all been living this life the way that we know, using the tools that we have, using the tools that we've been taught and shown. But if I do my job correctly, you will now be armed with new information, new knowledge, and new tools, spiritual tools that come in the form of practices and just simple things like affirmations and doing things like setting the intentions for your day. You know, at the end of the day, there's certain things that you can do to process the day. There's certain things that you can do in the beginning of the day to set the tone for your day and to draw in and pull in the things that you do want. And there's ways to avoid what you don't want. There's spiritual tricks and tips that you can learn that really help you enhance your life. And when you just choose to want to seek them, they'll be right there for you. And that's the beauty of spirituality. And it's spirituality is different than religion. Religion is a set thing, and it's a teaching, and there's nothing wrong with. That's a lie. I don't want to judge anybody, but what I've been taught, especially by Jesus, most religions have been altered. So the religions that are being taught on this planet right now, they're not in their purest form. So when you become spiritual, all you're doing is just recognizing the true essence of yourself and the true essence of the world around you. And that's the truth of everything. And everything is built upon that. And then you're able to engage with things in a deeper and more dynamic way when you have a solid foundation of truth. Everything else is built on truth, you know? So the first reason is because things are changing and God wants you to become more spiritual. And there's a message that God wants you to, that's going to be unveiled to you. It's going to be revealed to you in the right time. And it'll happen in pieces. But God wants you to. God wants you to learn yourself better, to learn the world around you better. And when I say better, better in the sense that what we know to be life now and what we know to be ourselves now is not accurate at all. It's scratching the surface and it's filled with lies and mistruths in terms of who we are in the world around us. It's not what we think it is. So when you consciously choose to want to become more spiritual and engage with things that you don't normally engage with, that helps you evolve. Moving on to the second reason that you should consider becoming more spiritual. And that reason is because you know that you should. In your mind, you know that things are changing and you need to change also. You know that. Deep down, you know that. Number 3, because you feel it to be true. You know that the world is changing and you feel you're being pulled in certain directions in certain ways for different reasons at different times. Pay attention to those feelings. Pay attention to those messages that you get. That's the divine speaking to you, and very often speaking through you. But if you don't see that for what it is, when you don't recognize that, then you're never going to be able to really engage with that and experience that, the beauty of it, and the pure divinity of that engaging experience. Don't you want that? Don't you want to talk to God? Don't you want to talk to Jesus or Buddha or Shirdi Sai Baba? Don't you want to? Don't you want to talk with the angels? Don't you want to talk to flowers? They talk to me. I talk to them. And I used to be ashamed, but I felt it inside. I felt it. I could hear the divine messages popping into my mind ever since I was a little girl. I heard that clarity when I left a difficult situation, maybe with family or something else, and I was put down. In the car, I remember hearing, "Don't worry, baby, that's not true. You are loved. You are love. You are loved. You are love. You are loved. You are love." Consistently throughout my life, when something bad happened, I kept hearing the good. And it was almost like having a conversation with someone that's just not standing right there. So now that I'm 34 years old, I know the voice of God. It's beautiful. The voice of my spiritual guides. That's beautiful. But if I didn't even know that they were there, how would I ever know to listen? Or how would I ever know to, if I wanted to deepen that relationship, how would I even know how to do that if I didn't identify that for what it was? So God speaks to you. God speaks through you. So it's just time that you start to acknowledge it. If that's what you want. If it's not, then disregard everything I'm saying, and I'm sure you are not even listening to this point. And that's fine. Not everybody is going to be into spirituality. But what I'm saying to you right now is that God has a plan. And God is asking me to pull together all of us on the same page with a heart of gold, with a heart filled with love for God and this planet, get everybody together and start doing what needs to be done to help this planet evolve and move past this dark phase that we're in. These dark ages are done. We're at the end. We're at the last stretch of it. But I'm being called to gather together those like me. And if you feel, if this, what I'm saying to you, if this resonates with you, if you're hearing this and this is making your heart beat fast, if this is giving you butterflies in your stomach, hashtag butterflies, spiritual butterflies, hashtag bouncing butterflies, hashtag bouncing spiritual butterflies, that feeling is real. And that's your physical self, your emotional self, your spiritual self connecting to this. Because deep down, you know that you need this. You know that what you're experiencing in your life is not all there is. You know that there's more. And your soul is craving it. So give it what it needs. And I will do my best to make more of these videos and share more of this beautiful, beautiful, delicious knowledge and information that I was given to share. So the 3 reasons that you should consider becoming more spiritual is because God wants you to, your higher self, your true self wants you to. Things are changing and you need to also change with it. You're being asked to become an active participant in your spiritual journey. Directly from God is asking you. 2, because you know that you should become more spiritual, at least give a little bit more attention and energy and effort to just kind of playing around and just exploring, seeing if it makes you feel good, seeing what does make you feel good, see what doesn't make you feel good in terms of spirituality. Explore. Have spiritual adventures. Have no limits to your life, because your soul doesn't have limits. This life has put limits on us, but there are no limits to who we are. And I know I forgot that at times. And number 3, because you feel it, and that's how you know it's real. When you can hear the voice of God talking to you and you're not sure where that beautiful message and guidance is coming from, when it happens to always come at the right time, when you needed it the most, you happen to just hear it or feel it or just know it. Pay attention. Become more spiritual. You're being called by God. Mother Earth also needs you. Please become more spiritual. Start engaging. Start identifying and engaging with the spiritual aspects of yourself and the world around you. And there's one thing that in meditation one evening, this is the message that I got that I'm going to share with you word for word. The world has gotten to, and I'll say this came directly from heaven, these words. The world has gotten to a critical state, and God in heaven has asked humanity to step in now and make some very important decisions about yourself, about your life, and about the world that we all live in. No more being passive. Choose to become an active participant in your spiritual journey. So I hope I encouraged you to want to seek more, see more significance in the everyday thing, see more significance in yourself, see more significance and beauty in the world around you. So thank you for listening. I love you.